Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead. Now, keep in mind, my friends, these readings are general, so they may not resonate for everybody. Make sure to check out your other placements because that could give you a more full picture. You could have messages there as well. Okay, my friends, let's get started for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the energy around Cancer for the week ahead? What's the current energy around Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead? Okay, Cancer, you got a lot of cards here. A lot of imagery of water. No surprise. So, Cancer, let's have a look. We see a change in the wind here. So it feels like something is shifting for you and that it's time to go from something. Cancer, you are making a move here, my friend. You've realized that there is something that you've sort of reached the limit of a situation. There's really nothing left for you to learn from something in terms of a pathway in your life. There's something that it's like you're feeling this desire and you're actually seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities confirming that there is something that it's just time to leave it behind. You know, I'm not really feeling like it's damaging in any way. I just feel like you've learned everything you can from a certain experience and that it's time to make a move. It's time to do something. And it feels here like this change in the wind, seeing it in reverse, tells me that whatever's happening to sort of shift your direction right now, it's kind of outside of your control. Like there's circumstances around you, the signs around you. There's a lot of energy pushing you in a different direction. And I feel like, you know, it's interesting seeing between worlds behind that. It's moving you into a new landscape. Like this is actually may seem like one change, but it's actually going to have a huge ripple effect on you. And it's really going to show you the truth about something that you may have sort of gone back and forth with and sort of been like, no, that's not the truth. That's not real. That's not it. And now you're seeing like, oh my God, maybe that is real. Maybe that is the truth. Maybe that is it. And I'm being general on purpose because maybe we'll see more specifics when we get into the tarot cards. But right now it just feels like you're being guided to move away from one area and towards a new area. Okay. And again, I say area on purpose because it could be a relationship. It could be related to work. It could be related to where you live. It could be, it could be a number of things depending on what is at the highlight right now for you. As you're listening to this, if you're like, yeah, this is about that program I wanted to take in school, but I'm not sure if that's the right move. This feels like confirmation, right? We're seeing this message in a bottle card, which really tells me that there's a lot of signs around you that you may or may not be noticing, but that are sort of giving you that confirmation to be like, yeah, go this way. It's over here. You need to change your path. And I feel like you know, if this is resonating for you, you've spent some time envisioning this. You've spent some time imagining what it would be like, what it would feel like, what it would look like to experience this change, to experience this outcome, to experience this new direction, this other path. And it's interesting because I kind of feel like looking at this, it makes me wonder if you've already sort of started taking steps towards it because you've got card 14 and 15 here. And all your cards are very close to each other in terms of their numbers. You've got card 11, 12, 14, 15, you know, and it's interesting because I think that you're actually moving towards something that's going to bring you a lot of pleasure. And it's this law of attraction, right? Like you've been envisioning this and you're you're attracting it. You're attracting what is in alignment with you. But there is something here that needs to get sort of left behind. So it's almost like you're exchanging one trajectory for a new trajectory. You're changing your movement here. You're moving towards something that feels like it's more in alignment with you, but it's new. It's a brand new path here. And it really feels like you're working with this idea of the law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of attraction, all of these laws of nature that are coming through here to create perfect order and to help you operate in this very new way, depending on what it is that you're thinking about. This is very interesting. This is a time to sort of really open your eyes to how you've created this. Because this is the magic, right? When we focus on something and then we see a pathway open up for us, that's the actualization of manifestation. Like, that's how it happens, right? That's how it begins, when we start to really put our energy and focus towards things that we feel really, really connected to, and we start to envision it, and we start to rehearse it in our minds, and we start to speak it with our powerful voice that echoes through the universe, changing and causing ripples and realignments to certain pathways. You've got this pathway opening up for you, and it feels like it starts here with this time to go card. That signals it's time that you've gotten everything you can out of this one area. And now this thing that you've envisioned, you have attracted it into your energetic vortex. It's in your field now. And I feel like you're going to move towards it. You may be in the processes this week where you're still trying to talk yourself into it. You hopefully are seeing this reading as being confirmation. But, seeing this truth be told card in reverse makes me think that you could still be a little bit in denial, which is okay. That's part of the process. And this could be a time where you need to be honest with yourself. In order to set yourself free towards this new beginning, it's like you just have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, this is it. We're doing this. This is what we're going to do. And I'm not denying it anymore. This is where I feel drawn to go, and I'm going to go for it. And it's almost like you're at a point in your life right now, Cancer, where you will not accept anything that's dishonest. Like, it's like you're at this point where you're like, I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to live in any kind of denial anymore. If it is what it is, then it is. And I'm not going to pretend it's something else. I know that my current reality is malleable and changeable, and that I can experience change and redirection. And all I have to do is put my action behind it, my intention and my action behind it, and I can experience a new outcome. And I feel like seeing this card, it's interesting, this change in the wind. I wanted to hold it up for you. Change in the wind here. That makes me feel like seeing it in reverse says that now it's happening outside of your control. Like the wheels are in motion. The universe heard you. And now it's sort of like there are things brewing that you have no control over. Like, this is happening now because it's like you did the alchemy. You did it. And it's now whirling and creating this change. And I feel like, for some of you, you might actually move. Like, that's what I mean. Like, this could take the shape of whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest. And I feel like if this reading is for you, you know what I'm talking about. You're like, oh, this is about that program I wanted to take in school, or this is about that move I was thinking about, or this is about that relationship that no longer serves me, and I'm being redirected away from it, and like it could take the shape of whatever shift you're thinking about right now. Very interesting. Let's pull on to the tarot cards. I've been talking about these oracle cards for 10 minutes, but they're very revealing. And as I cut the deck, I saw the Seven of Swords and the Courage, or the Strength card. So that really tells me, don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself little lies like you can't do it, or it's not possible, or, I don't know how, or I won't be able to, or I can't this. Don't tell yourself little lies. Be honest with yourself, even if it's just to yourself. Standing in front of the mirror, talking to yourself, saying, you got this. We envisioned it, and now we're getting our opening. Let's go for it. You know what I mean? It feels like there's lots of things in your external reality that are confirming this to you. And you just have to sort of be honest with yourself about how this will serve you, and that you got this. That if it came up as an idea and the doorway is opening for you, then it's for you. So open the door. Two of Wands. Love it. You are choosing your direction. Death card in reverse. See, you're a little bit still in denial, my friend, my Cancer friend. You're still a little bit in denial about how this is going to be life-changing. You're changing your life. And it's happening. Now you've set the wheels in motion. It's happening. The circumstances are already redirecting you towards this. And there's the Two of Pentacles. So now you've sort of got this like new idea behind which you're going to put in your investment. And so it's sort of like, and your investment could literally be money, or it could just be your time, your energy, your focus. I feel like right now seeing these cards, you've got this Two of Wands, Death card, Two of Pentacles, Hermit. Both the Hermit and the Death card are in reverse. So that tells me that you're a little bit in denial. You might be holding back a little bit, and you might actually be in isolation, sort of in avoidance. Not so much in a time where you're sort of integrating wisdom, but maybe you're hiding out a little bit. You might be sort of avoiding things, but you could also be spending time recovering from something, something here, this thing that no longer serves you. You might be needing some time to recover from whatever that was. For some of you, it could be very relevant. You might actually need some time to like bring your mind to rest and to settle your energy and to sort of like prepare for this new landscape that you're about to enter into. But it kind of feels to me like for some of you, you actually are in recovery. And as you're recovering, when I see the Hermit card here in reverse, that tells me that you're sort of keeping to yourself. You might be withdrawn. You might even be feeling a little bit lonely. And you might be sort of feeling like you're hiding out, not healing. You know what I mean? And it's sort of like this idea where you're being called to be your own guide right now, to find that inner sage, that inner mentor, that inner guide, so that you can sort of do this internal integration of all of the things that have passed so far, so that you can sort of get ready for this new chapter. So you're integrating wisdom from the things that are sort of wrapping up, because you're about to begin something brand new. And so as you're wrapping things up, try to sort of stay connected. But if you need time to be on your own to make those connections and integrations, I think that's fine. I think that's what this Four of Swords is saying. I love seeing the Six of Wands behind that Four of Swords, confirming your success and your victory here. It's just that be careful that, you're not just hiding out, because sometimes this can be a veil of like a creeping of depression, right? Like a slow creeping in of withdraw, withdraw, withdraw until you're just all alone and you feel isolated and withdrawn, and it somehow doesn't feel healing anymore. It feels more like hiding out. So make sure you're balancing that and seeking harmony, which is, I think, why we're seeing this Two of Pentacles. Be in equilibrium with your highest good, right? So if you catch yourself out of alignment with your highest good, realign yourself, maybe even by posing yourself the question, is this in my highest good? Is this in the interest of my highest good? Or is this a wound expressing itself that I need to look at before I move forward? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Let's clarify some of these cards for you. I feel like you are getting distance from a lot of things that don't serve you. You're very much that warrior that we see in the Six of Swords, getting into that canoe and sort of being like, I'm taking off. I'm going to a new coastline and I'm traveling light, not taking a lot with me. You know, and as I'm shuffling, I saw the Six of Cups. So that tells me there could be things that you feel an emotional attachment to that may need to be looked at to see if they're in alignment with your highest good or not. There's the Six of Cups. Yeah, so that's what I was just talking about. It's funny that it came right out. There may be things that you have an emotional attachment to that no longer serve your highest good. And it may be that you've experienced everything you need to experience in those areas, and that is hard to let go of because of that emotional attachment. And so you might need space for that to sort of recover from the idea that, oh, so I'm not going to go there and be with them. That's not what's going to happen. Okay. Or I'm not going to end up here doing that. Gotcha. It's going to be this. That's okay. You know what I mean? Like there may be some attachment, an emotional attachment to something here from the past that just isn't going to be the thing you thought it was. So, but there is something beautiful happening here for you. And it's almost like you have to come to terms with this. And there's the Page of Swords, bringing in new ideas, a fresh perspective. And it's not something you need to talk about over and over with others. I feel like it's something that is coming through to bring you into alignment, like we were talking about. There's the Lovers. It's a choice, right? It's a choice to be authentic and to be in alignment with your authenticity no matter what. And that's this dynamic. Something here is no longer in alignment with you. And so it's time to go. But you have an emotional attachment to it. But I feel like you're going to choose authenticity over whatever this is, because this could be sort of a rose-colored glasses moment where you're remembering something emotionally as better than it was or better than it is for you now. It might have been wonderful at that time, but I feel like you're transforming. You're in the midst of a transformation here, Cancer. And there, it's funny because these are the two cards I saw when I was shuffling. I saw the Six of Cups and I saw the Six of Swords, and there they are. So that's you sitting in the canoe. You don't have much. You just have a little baby next to you, but you didn't bring anything. You didn't bring baggage. You didn't bring a chest of memories. You didn't bring that stuff. You know it's time to move away. These two cards confirm this time to go message very strongly, Cancer. So there is something here that no longer serves you, and it's got an emotional quality and something about your beliefs, your way of thinking. You're renewing that. We see the Page of Swords, and this Six of Swords came out with the Nine of Cups. Like you're about to fulfill your greatest wish and dream here. This is happening. It's actualizing. But it's going to take distance from something that feels like it could, again, this is a general reading. So for some of you, this could be a relationship that has to get left behind. For some of you, this is an inner child moment of healing where you're leaving behind wounds that your inner child experienced. For some of you, this could be something that happened in the past that just, it was like unfinished business, and you've known, and you know now still that you have to readjust your priorities. You can't keep giving all your energy to this situation and sacrifice your own authenticity, and I feel like that's what's happening here. Now, on the bottom of the deck, we see the Six of Wands showing up, which I love because that was the card hiding behind over here, behind the Four of Swords. So I do think you're going to be successful. You're going to be victorious. And whatever it is that you're working on, for some of you, this involves like receiving public recognition for something, like that you will be sort of acknowledged for something that you're doing. Now, this is something that could be, it could cause for some of you a level of notoriety or fame when I see the Six of Wands. So if you're pursuing something that puts you in the public eye, then I feel like you could become very successful and almost like achieve a level of fame from this idea that you have, this new venture. This thing that you're thinking of that's very much in alignment with your highest good and a lot of fulfillment. And for some of you, it's just an inner victory, right? Where you're like, I did it and it worked. And here I am in my bliss, living my best life. It's a very exciting reading, Cancer. And I'm going to leave it at that for you. I hope it's resonated and been helpful. If it has, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. And as always, I look forward to reading for you again soon, my friends. Take care, and I'm sending you so much love and light.